Hey there everyone, this is PotterBrony and welcome to another blind reaction of some MLP Fanwork. And this time we have from Little Shy FIM, Everything Wrong with the Slice of Life in 8 minutes or less. Now this one's a little bit longer than his normal videos, because we all know how much he loves pandering. He's one of the ones who has issues with pandering sometimes, isn't he? So yeah, let's just get it started, see what he's got in store for us. As always, in the description below, be sure to support his original video. And starting this video in 3, 2, 1, and go. Muffin, yes, adorable.
These photos tell a story. Cranky with Matilda, smiling without Matilda. This photo in particular tells the story of beverage drinking futility, because they can't pick these up with hooves, but also, who leaves drinks on the floor? Offensive buck-tooth emoji sticker. Being offensive isn't the sin, but rather the existence of emoji. This glue stick.
Yes.
You may be expecting a horse is our glue joke, but this sin is actually for borderline trademark infringement. This envelope teleports. Phantom page appears only momentarily. Redacted wedding invitation. Back in October 2010, episode 1 aired, and it happened to feature a background pony with derped eyes. Fans quickly became attached and dubbed her Derpy, giving her a muffin-loving personality. It just so happened the show had plans to introduce a ditzy character of its own, but after seeing fan reaction to this background oddity, they made Derpy the new ditzy. As fan appreciation grew, Derpy made her first vocal appearance in Season 2's The Last Roundup, but unfortunately, due to mistaken voice direction, legal issues, overbearing political correctness, Derpy was censored in future airings of the episode, which caused fan outrage and inspired a movement rallying around her. It was largely due to this immense support that we saw Derpy return in the episode. It was this appearance here, which is the culmination of over half a decade of fan support, that we
really going into
see and
this.
hear Derpy in all her wall-eyed, muffin-loving glory. Maybe the castle's not so bad.
Hey, that was...
It did bring us these middle finger jokes after all. Dr. Hooves is another background early bronies became attached to, giving him the headcanon of being the Doctor from Doctor Who. This episode clearly runs with that concept as he talks about time travel, has an appropriate accent, wears a bow tie, the fourth Doctor's scarf, and even shouts the long-running catchphrase. Dr. Hooves and Derpy.
Wow, you are,
originally popular.
yeah, maybe he doesn't mind the pandering. Maybe I was wrong on that one.
From Ocarina player. Derpy doing something adorable that will be gift for all eternity. Electrified Nose Boop puts the fandom's booping ingenuity to shame. Vinyl Scratch, aka DJ Pone3, is another fan-favorite background pony which originally had a 5-second appearance in Season 1 suited for success, and just like Derpy, fans quickly came up with a mountain of characterization, much of which is represented here. These bowlers are a reference to Season 2's The Cutie Pox, which in turn was a reference to a long-running joke from shows Lauren and her husband worked on, which in turn was a reference to one of their favorite movies, The Big Lebowski. That makes this a reference to a reference which is a reference.
This rug I have, it really tied the room together.
Sorry, yes, it did. What's this word? You're going to go into negative sins on this one. That is amazing.
This is what would have otherwise been a sin, and it is glorious. Regardless, we have to roll the clip.
Oh man, oh man, 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 oh man, oh man. Do we know what they're wrong about?
Octavia is, you guessed it, another popular background pony. She first appeared for a couple seconds in the Season 1 finale and was quickly characterized by fans as a posh cellist with an accent popularized by fan voices. Much like Vinyl Scratch, the fan voice became so ingrained with the character that this episode couldn't have used anything but a British accent.
Right, much like with Vinyl, if they use anyone but no acting,
while the
then
background and secondary characters speak remarks
problems.
is absolute genius.
Maybe it's just a friendship problem, and it'll all be cleared up in a half an hour or so.
A bugbear is a scary generic monster, much like a boogeyman. It can also refer to a pet peeve, giving us multiple layers to this joke.
But no pony's asked me to organize anything since Twilight came to town.
Amethyst Star is an actual background pony with virtually no fan-made characterization. This is hilarious, but is also not completely random because she was in fact an organizer for Winter Wrap-Up. Lyra and Bonbon are two background ponies that were commonly seen together, leading fans to ship them as a couple. Their depiction in this episode all but confirms this headcanon and seems to be intentionally teasing shippers.
Oh yeah, it's teasing the hell out of them shippers.
Bonbon's name is popular with fans, but toys usually refer to her as Sweetie Drops. This episode finds the perfect way to canonize both names.
My name isn't Bonbon. It's Special Agent Sweetie Drops.
The long talks, the benches we've sat on.
Lyra sitting on a bench is a fandom meme inspired by this brief shot showing her sitting in a very not pony-like fashion. It quickly became referenced in fan media and even started a brief phenomenon similar to planking. Lyra is also seen Lyra-ing later in the episode.
I've got to go find a crowd to blend into.
Get it? Because she's a background pony?
Yep, we get it.
Without knowing what the trigger is, they could go off at any moment.
Dr. Hooves describes social media.
I'm Stephen Magnet.
Stephen Magnet is a fan-made name, but not just any fan-made name, because it comes from a time when full episodes were readily available on YouTube before Hasbro figured out what the internet was. And it was also at a time when YouTube rolled out a very broken caption transcription service, which never worked correctly. It was because of these two very dated things that the word Stephen Magnet appeared under this character, and Bronies have referred to him as such ever since. And now it's canon.
I had no idea you had such adventures together.
Cranky and Steven being longtime friends sounds odd at first, but only until you realize Cranky regularly traveled by river, and that's where Steven lives.
All these wedding songs are so standard.
I want Matilda and Cranky's wedding to be special.
And with just those two lines, the show makes Octavia a much more interesting character than somebody who likes stereotypical standard music. She can have a passion for her stringed instruments without being dogmatic about music like the posh cellist in any other cartoon would be. Vinyl and Octavia being roommates with different genre interests is a completely original idea the show came up with. Just kidding, it's also a popular fan-made headcanon turd canon, popularized by the legendary animation Epic Wub Time, musicians of Ponyville.
And which was an awesome animation.
To indicate a dramatic change for a show, usually for the worse and usually because the writers are out of ideas. The accuracy of this pun is up for debate, but its inclusion is hilarious nonetheless.
True.
Vinyl's base
They
canon
didn't
is
run out of good ideas.
Another reference to fan animation.
Oh, it's nothing special. It's just my base cannon.
Button Mash is a character who first appeared in the show, but truly came to life thanks to Jan Animations and Shady Fox. Unfortunately, this reference is tarnished by Hasbro's harsh legal response of forcing Jan to take down his animations and never create fan content again under threat of litigation. Thanks for ruining our sin removal streak, Hasbro. All hail the glorious Twi-King. This freeze frame is actually in the episode.
Yeah, that's
Some of the
amazing.
wonderful people who make the show happen. Gummy's not a brainless pet, he's just a really deep thinker. Hashtag save Hayseed Turnip Truck.
What do you mean you left it on the counter? I thought you were bringing it.
Celestia and Luna bickering like children despite being thousands of years old is hilarious.
Our friends have done it. They've defeated the bugbear.
The episode sticks to its background-foreground switch-up so well that we don't even see how the main six defeated the monster. It's all delightfully inconsequential.
You know those expensive imported oats you were saving for a special...
Let's see the reference to this one.
I cooked them up and ate them.
Well, Lyra.
Well, I kind of cooked them up and
Yeah,
ate them.
I
demonetized.
choose to believe this reference is intentional. Stephen Magnet with the Cranky mustache is a wonderful reference to the show's premiere.
You can't convince me it's not. I missed it that first time I saw it, but
Derpy really is the best.
It's remarkable to me how a story like Cranky's search for Matilda...
The fact they don't waste time bringing people up to speed is further proof this episode is for the fans, as if it wasn't obvious enough already. This moment made waves in the fandom when it happened, although looking back with all the changeling developments, it makes total sense. A notable companion of the Doctor is named Rose. I really wanted to add a sin here for the refusal to recognize Derpy's true name. But if you think about it, it is probably a trademark issue preventing the word Derpy from being used, which means a reference to the fan-made characterization of Derpy loving muffins is the next best credit she could have received.
fair enough. Negative 29. Reward. Yep. You're not wrong. You are not wrong, dude. Yeah, that was just really enjoyable. Lot of good points. I guess I was wrong at the beginning. I don't know why I had it in my head that he was one of the ones who kind of disliked the pandering, you know? I think maybe some stuff that he may have said in Brony's React, or might have gotten confused with others, people saying, maybe I'm just misreading the entire situation, but this episode was a love letter to the fans. So, as described by many, and it was really well written, really well done episode, and still one of my favorite episodes of the series. And the fact that it panders the hell out of us, I love that myself. I mean, some people didn't like that, but most of the fandom do. So, screw you, people who don't like that. And thank you, Little Shy, for just removing sins so readily on this one. But yeah, the whole but yeah, adding the sins where you did was appropriate. So and also, yeah, you cannot convince me either that the Lyra cooking up and eating the oatmeal wasn't an intentional reference. It absolutely was. There is no two ways about it. So when he says, I choose to believe this reference was intentional, there's no possible way. Otherwise she would have just said, I ate it all. Or something like that. It's just, why choose that phrasing specifically, you know? Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. But I'm going to end this one here. Until next time. Take care.